Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Just here carrying on painting me. Me terratons. Get some more of them done. Decided I am going to go with green. Bloody stay open, you stupid pot. Oh, God, Games Workshop. Get your friggin' bottle paint pots right. Sort it out. Everybody tells you they're shit. We all know they're shit. Sort them out, for God's sake. Make it so they don't dry out, so people don't have to keep bloody replacing them. Or is that exactly what you want? The cynic in me says it probably is. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That green will work well once it's highlighted with. I'm going to go with quite a bold highlight with a sort of yellow green, quite vivid. That's my plan. Hopefully it'll look alright. Oh, I do love you, contrast paints. You are so fabulous. Double check something. How am I hearing sound? Yeah, okay, so can I do? Where are we? What can I do? Oh, nearly knocked that over. So I watched the Justice League the other day. The new Snyder cut. It sort of blows my mind a bit, to be honest. Kind of crazy that that you know. Oh, also, I hadn't realised why this ended up happening. I assumed there'd been some fallout with Schneider and Warner Brothers own DC. Yeah, I presume there'd been some fallout. You know, as often happens in movies, they replace directors. You know, it's not uncommon. You know, look at the Star Wars stuff, and yeah. So I assume there was some sort of weird fallout, and that's what led to Joss Whedon taking over Justice League. Actually, it was really awful. It was Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide, and that was why he couldn't finish the filming. So bloody hell, I didn't realise that. It made me look at, once I found out, it made me reflect on the actual filming of it in quite a different way. Because it's all about how you deal with and process loss, and almost throughout the entire thing, it's all about people grieving, how they're dealing with their grief from almost start to finish. And yeah, that made me kind of think, wow, I think there was I think we sat through, all of Zack Snyder's therapy sessions just now, kind of thing. Yeah, and then, it still sort of baffles me that of how different a thing it turned out to be, though. I mean, Zack Snyder obviously can't have ever intended for it to be a 4-hour cut. This was something born of the film ending up being such a shit show, and even for a director's cut, this thing, it's crazy. It's a ridiculous length. Even the biggest of director's cuts, probably add 20, maybe 30 minutes of footage. So the fact that Justice League ended up being this 4-hour mammoth thing, it's nuts. But obviously, I mean, it was so. I mean, why? I just don't understand why they cut so much out. Like, why did they cut Darkseid out, who completely makes Steppenwolf make sense, and justifies all of Steppenwolf's actions? How on earth did somebody come up with the idea that cutting him out was a good idea? It's so weird. It just ended up making me baffled as to how we got to where we were initially versus where we are now. And the other tragedy, obviously, of it is that will probably be it. Batfleck is to my knowledge is never going to be a thing. And obviously the Patrick, Richard Patrick, what's his name? The fella from Harry Potter and Twilight. His Batman is to the best of my knowledge nothing to do with Justice League. It's just another bloody Batman. How many have we had now? 60s Batman, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney. Now I get that kind of Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney ones are. I kind of put them all together, like they're the same edition of Batman, just played by different actors. Then you get the Bale, then you get Batfleck, then now you get Richard Patterson. Is that his name? Richard Patterson? Yeah. It's freaking ridiculous now. It's got beyond stupid. I don't understand how it's possible. Do not understand it. Not most flattering camera angle of music. Look up at my jowls. Look at my fat face while I'm painting. I'm a walrus. Do get a good view of the Tash though. Yes, bloody good Tash. No. It's absolute madness, isn't it? I'm essentially talking to myself. Not many points in life you can get away with crap like that. But here I am, chatting away to myself like it's the most obvious thing in the world. I don't know where my brush conditioner is. Where is it? Oh well, you have to have an extra bath. Another tea brush. Where do I put it? Very odd. Best dash on Twitch. Ooh, Fattied. I'm not sure about that. I can barely see your name when it's written over there like that. That's better. I think Dog Bomb would question that. And I think he would justifiably question that. But thank you very much. Very kind of you to say. Bloody hell. Where has it done that? Yeah, I need to change that background. I can barely see what you've written there, Fattied. How are you, Fattied? You well? Surprised you're not over on Dog Bomb or JJ's Twitch. What are they twitching tonight? I see they're both on, so they must be doing whatever their new game is. Not Raft. They finished Raft, I think, didn't they? What am I doing now? Am I already highlighting? Oh no, I'll just do a bit more black. Been on the Tiddlywitch. What was you Tiddlywitchying? Bee Simulator. I did not know this game existed, and I'm ever so slightly obsessed with bees. So now you have my attention. Please tell me more if you have the time. Would I find Bee Simulator on Steam? And when you say simulator, is it like, how simulator is it? Do you play just one bee? Do you play the whole hive? Watching you reminds me I should paint all my Mansions of Madness stuff. Not that I know what I'm doing. I didn't know you were a board gamer, Fattied. Good choice of Mansions of Madness. Fabulous game. Is that how you know Dog Bomb? Through board gaming? Does that mean I know you? Do I know you? Single bee, collected pollen and fight wasps. Huh. I'd quite like it if there was like a proper bee simulator, you know, like you're running the show, like you're the queen, as it were. That'd be quite fun. I mean, we own about 10 games, but also know I've known Dog Bomb online for a few years. Okay, well, coincidental. Yeah, I mean, me and Dog Bomb know each other through board gaming. That's cool. What else is in your collection? Is this Mansions of Madness 2nd edition? So with the app, or is this the original version where somebody plays the bad guy and tries to foil the investigators? One of my few complaints with Mansions of Madness actually is its miniatures. Nice. So when you it's 2nd edition. They don't stay in the stands. It's not necessarily the stands. It's just the fact that they're not very good minis in the grand scheme of things. You know, GW had the opportunity to update them and just make, some nicer casts of some of them, nicer sculpts of some of them, and they didn't, and it was just such a missed opportunity, I think, because they just could be so much nicer. You know, they really show their age with a lot of those sculpts, and I think Fantasy Flight. To be honest, they probably spent so much time developing the app and so much money developing the app that to then resculpt, have new casts made, you know, that's a huge amount of outlay and expense to go with. So yeah, probably not. Pandemic, classic, absolute evergreen game. Dead of Winter, Long Night. Okay, I've never played the Long Night version. Played the original version, liked it. Got rid of it, but I did like it. I liked aspects of it. The crossroads system is very clever. Escape the Dark Castle, Escape the Dark Sector. I nearly picked up Dark Castle when that was kickstarted. I think I haven't played it, but my mate Steve, who is one of the ones I play Valheim with, if you've seen us streaming, he picked up Dark Sector and we played that, and it's just such honest to goodness good fun. You know, it's not trying to overcomplicate itself. It knows exactly what its target market is. It's hitting that nostalgia one just perfectly. I just love it. I thought it was so nice. Betrayal at House on the Hill. I've never played Betrayal at House on the Hill. I think I would really like it. You know, some people say it you know, it can be a bit hit and miss with the games. You can have games where it's just one of the best gaming experiences you've ever had, and then you can have a gaming experience where it's like, it didn't fall right, sort of thing. But it's such a classic, you know. Pokemon Master Trainer. Obviously it's to do with Pokemon. I have no idea what it's about after that. Codenames, fabulous game. Ticket to Ride New York, beautiful game. Forbidden Island. You know what? That is a solid little collection. Who do you play with? As a general rule, when pandemics aside, you know, who would your gaming partners be, as a general rule? I know what to do. That's what's next to you, at least. Do you want to see what's next to me? Hang on a minute. Let's see. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. So here's one section on wall of it all. Whole load up here, and then I don't know if you'll be able to see above me. A nice big old shelf of stuff up there. And then over here we got even more. All my Wild West stuff up there. Yeah. Just one or two. And there's more downstairs. That's not all of them. Only me and Tilly Witch, a few friends from her work. We're pretty antisocial people. Nothing wrong with that. I put Pokemon Master Trainer together because I'm of that generation and everyone I know is into Pokemon. I put it together through several purchases on eBay for 20 quid when a full set was about 100. It's a 20-year-old game. Oh, okay. I literally no idea what it is. Pokemon didn't pass me by. It just didn't hit me like it did a lot of, I'm 39, so I was slightly late for the Pokemon thing. I don't think I was quite the target market at the time. It was a smidge younger than me. But, and also my friends and I were die-hard Magic the Gathering players and lots of other games. I think we looked at Pokemon as a bit snobbish. We're like, nah, that's a game for kids. You know, same as Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. I think we probably looked at it a bit such. Oh, thank you for that. I presumed you already did follow me, Fatid. Thank you very much. How did you even know I was going live if you weren't following me? Thank you very much, buddy. That's much appreciated. Yeah, so like we just never got into Pokemon. Good old Dog Bum. Bless him and his silly Tash close-ups. What was it? Yeah, so yeah, we just never, it just never really became a thing for us. I would love to play it. I'd love to give it a try. I must admit, when I thought about giving it a try, and I thought about picking up some sets of it, but I found the way you buy it quite confusing, and I didn't really. I wasn't really sure what it was I should be buying, because there was loads of it was all like tins of stuff, and then you get like these flat sheets of cardboard with like a few boosters on it and some cards and stuff, and then like, yeah, it wasn't like I'm used to in almost all other games where you might get like a dual deck set or a starter deck or something like that. I just, for some reason, I seem to be missing something, and it wasn't very obvious to me with Pokemon. We're saying I'll stop going about Pokemon and game in a second. Nope, absolutely fine. I'd actually really like to talk about it because my son is he's 7, and I reckon actually Pokemon might be something me and him could get into. One of the cards in the game, swear to God, you can force someone to re-roll at any point. Just rolled, won the game. Nope, roll again. Yeah, I never got into the cards. This is okay, right, I see. So, right, I just assumed by that you probably were a Pokemon card game player. Well, that shows that card, that thing alone there probably shows its 20-year-old age, and the fact that it's I would assume it was a mass market targeted game. You know, get cards like that in the more sort of hobby games, they don't fly. You know, they get playtesters get rid of cards like that. Because that doesn't, it doesn't see it doesn't what's the word I'm looking for, it doesn't make anyone happy. It just makes the game longer and pulls the rug out from someone's feet. That's a bad card. I would probably take that card out, to be honest. I reckon you'd probably have a lot more fun as a general rule without that card in the game. Yeah, I'm intrigued as to what you actually do. What's the goal of the game, other than to obviously train your Pokemon? Yeah, we'll go with that. Some Iraqi sand. Sorry, I'm about to make some weird noises here. I'm gonna shake some paint. This is something that I should have bought a long time ago. It's a paint shaker. So it is actually for nail varnish, but here we go. Lovely noise. I bet that's really nice for anybody with headphones on. If anybody watches back on this, Marcus, sorry if they did, if you did. Just do it under the table a little longer. That probably sounds really weird. We'll do it under the table a little longer, and then that sort of noise starts. So, each Pokemon has a colour-coded disc, which is placed on the board. You land on a spot and roll the dice to catch a Pokemon. You move around the board till you catch a certain amount of power dictated by the Pokemon you have, at which point you can attempt to fight the boss. Oh, right, yeah, I can't remember what you call them. College? No, they're not colleges, are they? Arena bosses? No. Yeah, so it sounds like it's just a sort of beer and pretzels, bit of a giggle, have a laugh. Yeah. I take it you must be into Pokemon, though. You must like Pokemon in general. Oh, you're being stubborn, aren't you? Where? Yeah, I was when I was younger, and then Pokemon games came out. And when the Pokemon Go came out, yeah, couldn't give a shit now. Man, that Pokemon Go app was such a. I mean, I'm sure people do still play it, but it was such a sort of prime example as to how Pokemon started off. You know, with it being so sort of flash in the pan. You know, obviously it ended up having legs, but when it first came out, Pokemon was a real, you know, that a bit. Yeah, Pokemon really kind of came and went away quite quickly. Then it managed to come back to sort of stay, but you know, I better use the wet palette actually. Better do this right. Yeah, I liked. I had Pokemon Red, I think it was, on my Game Boy back in the day. I liked that a lot. That was good fun. Not sure if I completed or anything like that, but so definitely played the hell out of it. So when you say about painting your, I can't find me on Discord. What, as in my standard tabletop one? I don't really use it, to be honest, mate. Where are we? Where's Discord gone? Hang on a second. I need to set it up so that it sends a link into a thingy-bob. There's lots of stuff I haven't got set up yet. Where's the thing? I'm useless with Discord. I don't use Discord enough. I really don't. Where is no, go away. White paper. There we are. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Why won't you just let me have a link? Why will you not do that? I'm useless, I really am. No, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that either. Maybe it's that. No, it's not that. Fuck's sake. I must be being stupid and missing something. No, I wasn't missing anything. just being dumb. There you go. You see that all right? Moron. Right. You know what I've never watched? I've never, ever watched the Pokemon show. I have no idea if it's any good or what. Could be utter pish for all I know. It's obviously not, because, my God, it's got some fans, but... How did you end up with Mansions of Madness in your collection? Because that's a fairly chunky game compared to your other games. Your other games are all good, what we would often refer to in the industry and the hobby as a gateway game. You know, they're good for introducing people into the hobby, and they're good sort of staple, family almost orientated games. Whereas Manchester Madness, that takes a bit more commitment. It's got some quite a lot of meat on its bones, kind of thing. Midland Miniatures. Always chat to the guys in there, and they reckon, I'm not at standard table. What is it? Oh, as in me on Discord? No, I'm not. No, I'm me. No, I can't live the split personality thing. There's only so me I can be, you know. Have you got any of the expansions, or you still just got all the base set for Mansions of Madness? There's quite a lot out for it now, I think. Just basic. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid to have. Also got a D&D starter pack, but I have no clue what we're doing. Yeah, I'm with you there, because I've never been a D&D. I'd really like to give it a try. I've only played one role-playing game, which I ran as the GM, and it's Fantasy Flight, who make Mansions of Madness. They made a set, or still make a set, called the End of the World series. It was a set of four books. I've only got one of the books, and basically it was various end of the world scenarios. So one book was zombie apocalypse. One is like Wrath of the Gods. So, you know, all the various god. So the zombie apocalypse one covers, you know, Dawn of the Dead zombies and 28 Days Later zombies, and, you know, all those sort of things, or more Walking Dead kind of style of lifestyle and stuff like that. Then you get the Wrath of the Gods, which is like, you know, Clash of the Titans happens, or the Rapture happens, and all these sorts of things, Apocalypse and Ragnarok, you know. Then there was Rise of the Machines, so it's like Terminator happens, or like almost the Matrix, and all sort of various things like that. Then what was the other one? Oh, Aliens. Yeah, Aliens happens. You know, so again, various alien tropes. So I got, because, you know, several of my friends love zombies and everything zombie. So I thought, all right, I put it to them, you know, as to whether they'd like to try this. And in these games, you actually play, if you wish, yourself. So, you know, try and see what you do, how you would behave in an apocalypse. And what I did was I got like ordnance survey maps of our local areas and stuff like that, and I did all sorts of different things. And you realise how quick your friends will go down a very dark road. I have got some friends who, well, I'm glad they wouldn't be my enemies in those situations. I'll be honest, board games have kind of went out the window whilst I've been working from home. We just don't have any other room for it. It's fair enough. On a side note, I gifted Alien Isolation to Milk Carton Girl. She was shitting her pants every time she plays it. Loves it. Yeah, it's a fucking amazing game. Alien, the Alien sort of universe is, I think I'm happy to admit, is my favourite, kind of universe out there now. I used to probably say it was Star Wars, but I think the more I think about it and the older I get, the more I realise actually it's Alien. And actually kind of when it links in with Predator as well. Alien Isolation is a truly, truly terrifying game. See, this is the thing. How much I love one or I love the other, and I don't know which one it is. When you got stuff on your desk of just random of these things, still trying to make up his mind. Trouble is, I love Darth Vader so much, so that's the other thing. Pardon me. Probably not actually paying camera, am I? No. Yeah, I mean, they did the best job they've ever done of making an Alien game terrifying in Alien Isolation. It's just, I mean, they just captured it. They just nailed it so well. Not an easy task, I would say, to replicate, that tense atmosphere of the Alien movies, or certainly 1 and aspects of 2. I haven't caught any of Milk Carton Girl's streams for a while. I should. Sure, somebody told me she was going to be or is playing Valheim, which I've been playing with my mates. I can't remember who it was. It might have been you. It's probably one of the most atmospheric games I've played. Yeah, without question. They're just, I mean, it's just too good. I mean, it's that's actually half the problem. I haven't got in as far as it as I would like, because it's actually too bloody good. It properly put the bloody willies at me. And there's playing a game and getting like a really amazing immersive experience, and then there's playing a game thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm not sure my heart can take this. It's a weird world in that way. I do mean to get back to that game though, because I'd love to complete it. Bugs. That's right. We'll save it on the wash. Yeah, I think that was the main reason. The first time I ran through it, it was one of the main reasons I left it behind, actually, because I got to a point where I could not, I couldn't get I couldn't figure out where I was trying to get. I forget exactly what it was. I know it was in this section where there was like I think it was like a med bay in the middle, and there was like a corridor that ran all the way around it, and then various kind of bits that came off it. And there was like locker rooms and like bunk beds and stuff. Yeah, that's where I got stuck, and I can't remember what it was you're trying to do. Yeah, that seems to ring a bell. And I just there was several points as well. Actually, it's probably my only criticism of the game, where I just found it needlessly frustrating as to what it was I was trying to do next. There was that bit where you get to that big kind of wrecked foyer kind of section, and there's a big massive window up one side, and there's like an upper level and then a lower level, and you go into this kind of, there's like wreckage in the middle, and you have to kind of I think you go through some vents to get to it. And then there was you go into this room, and it took me forever to find that behind this kind of looks like a bar, or a counter. It's like a square, and you go in, and there was a bloody hatch below you, where you're basically stood, and it was such a confined space that I never seemed to look down in the right angle that made it sort of go open or whatever. And that I found I had a few bits like that throughout my play of it, which probably added to my frustration and made me not feel too bad when I kind of just let it fall away. Yeah, and that really pissed me off. It was just little bits like that where I was like, where is it you want me to bloody go? And it some games are really clever at just doing some like subtle lighting that makes you realise that, oh, that's where you want me to go. But Alien Isolation seemed to miss out on that a bit in places. Maybe it's sort of, maybe it's partially intentional to kind of keep you with that kind of feeling of unease, and I suppose that's sort of the point, is you being Ripley's daughter, you don't know where you are, you don't know what you're looking for, you are sort of floundering to find out clues as to what's actually happened. So maybe I might be being very generous to the designers, in saying that they meant for it to be like that. You never know. If they did, they were very clever and they nailed it, but it doesn't mean it's not bloody frustrating. Relocate to the TV channel. Okay, no problem. See you in a mo. I'm going on big telly. Oh, you're on big telly now. I know, I've been meaning to check. What is the latency on Twitch and YouTube? Wrong bit. Okay. Oh, it's not actually that bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's all right. I was under the impression it was a lot worse than that. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I like it. It's okay. We live with this. It's okay. Don't know why I've gone to mildly offensive and racist Italian accent. Or maybe that was a bit Manuel. Mita Volti. They're crazy. I've been streaming for nearly an hour already. It doesn't feel like that. So year today went into pissing lockdown. Well, I did at least do as I said. May not have been as productive as I should have been or thought I might be, but I said when lockdown came in, I said I will consider myself to have failed if I come out of the back of lockdown and I haven't got a YouTube channel going finally. Now, many would say that I've barely got a YouTube channel going, but it is going, it does exist. So, a job in the tabletop industry as well. It's been a pretty bloody wild year. I am one of these people who does feel slightly guilty over the last year, coming out the back end of it, saying, you know what, that was actually one of the best years of my life, in many sort of weird and bizarre ways. Ended up dream career position, ended up spending a horrifically fabulous amount of quality time with my children at an age where you can't put a price on that. And obviously spending some quality time with my wife. Well, maybe not as much quality time because it's been so much more kid focused, but she hasn't divorced me yet, and from my understanding is from lockdown, that's a success in itself. I think a few marriages and so forth have felt the bite of lockdown frustrations. Crazy that I suppose my daughter has spent almost luckily she's a preschool age and has not had to miss out on too much preschool, but the amount of stuff we haven't been able to do and haven't been able to take her here, there and all these places where we'd love to take her as a young little mind that just wants to absorb information. We haven't been able to take her to museums and zoos and farms and hell, any, much countryside, other than very local countryside, which can get a bit boring a bit quick. Hello again, Fatid. Just saying how kind of bizarrely lucky I am. How much lockdown and the year of COVID was actually in some very selfish ways a fabulous year for me. If you don't mind me asking, Fatty, and obviously feel free to not answer, but I do like to get to know people when they're in my chat. What do you do for a living? I'm presuming you're in the UK as well. I've always kind of assumed you were, with no basis for that assumption. I can't remember who was... somebody was in my chat the other day, and it was one of Dog Bomb's people, not Australia, but I had it in my head they were Australian. I don't know why I'd got that in my head. Oh no, it wasn't. It was somebody I was on a video call with for work. Yeah, as a board game designer. I don't know why I'd come to this thing that they were Australian. They're not at all. They're from bloody Bristol, which is a pissing long way from Australia. Work for Sky. Rip people off a TV real bad. Do you put it in? Do you sell it? Do you customer service? You're on the phones or what? CEO, marketing director. I immediately assumed you were one of the more sort of everyday positions of in Sky. Why would you never assume that somebody? Are you still Sky Mobile? I've done a lot of sales in my life. My worst one was caravan insurance. Oof. That is a horrible world to work in, especially when you realise you're working for a crook who's ripping people off. That sucked. Tell you what, that place I worked for felt like the kind of Wolf of Wall Street of insurance houses, because that's pretty much what was going on. There was some scummy shit going on in that place. It took me a while before I realised what was happening. As soon as I did, I was like, oh, sorry, we're ripping people off because they love their bloody caravan. I'll see you all later, thank you very much. Can't tell me what she does. Not allowed. Well, bloody colour me intrigued. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, being any sort of civil servant in a pay and often job security sense is pretty bloody good. I'll get right. Don't press a key when I get to her number. 001, 002, 003, 004. Wouldn't it be crazy if you ever found out one of your mates was a spy? I've known all my friends far too long any of that to ever be possible. There's just no way in hell could any of us be anything covert. We've known each other too long. We all know each other too bloody well. And also, there's only a few of us that I can think of. Vladimir. Yeah, there's too many of us that can't. There's only a few of us that could pull off a tuxedo properly. So there's no double O's in my friends group. I presume you're in the job because it's a job, you've got it, and that's a position to be in, which many people would envy. I've definitely been there. Job's a job. I hate it, but it keeps the wolf from the door. In fact, I've realised very recently that I am really now only not in that case for the first time in my life now. I think back over jobs and I think, oh yeah, I enjoyed that job, but actually, I just enjoyed spending time with the people I worked with and stuff like that. The job itself, I fucking hated it. And I gave it far more effort than it deserved. I gave it far more blood, sweat, and tears than it deserved. Because so often you're just a number. They don't care about you, and they could replace you in a heartbeat, or they feel like they could. Sad truth of it. Ah, I see. Aren't you a little fat to be a spy? There's got to be fat spies as well, isn't there? You're just not a cool spy. You're still a spy. You're just not 00 kind of spy. Imagine taking military intelligence to court for like what's the words I'm looking for for discrimination, not giving you a secret agent job because you're too fat. Just make sure when you get your tea, get all clumsy, knock it over. I'm super intrigued by what Tiddlywitch does now. I mean, that's the thing. It could be so many things, Well, don't accidentally kill her, And if she is a spy, she's never going to fall for that crap. Don't make her run out to her Aston Martin and use her defibrillator in the glove box. I'm actually not a James Bond fan, in all fairness. I did quite like the Daniel Craig James Bonds, but I kind of like GoldenEye when I was a kid. Most of the Pierce Brosnan ones were pretty crap. Just realised you're about to kill your other half just to save your own ass. I didn't see who followed. Tiddlywitch, thank you very much. Oh no. She's using it to track me. She's trying to find out what I know. Oh no. I'm going to get a letter through the post. It's going to look like it's full of innocent talcum powder. 4 hours later, drop dead. Oh dear. This stream went in a direction I wasn't ready for. I just thought I was going to do some painting. I didn't think I was going to die by anthrax poisoning. Well, it's a rough start to the week. Nothing. I don't know nothing. I know nothing, Your Honour. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even know who Fatty is. Who is Fatty? Where's Fatty? Never heard of him. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here selling flowers. That's all I'm doing. Not doing nothing, Governor. Just an honest man trying to make an honest living, you know. I never mentioned Fatty. Who's Fatty? You mentioned Fatty. I don't know who you're talking about. Just going to text my mother and my wife and tell them I love them. I don't know. No reason. He's the one you want. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to throw him under the bus. He's the one you want. It's all him. I didn't do nothing. He didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me which chair leg the microfilm's hidden in. Yeah, that was always. I didn't quite get that right when I was saying. My pleasure. My pleasure. I take it as a compliment. It's nice to somebody pay attention, you know. I'll try and look at it on the bright side of things, you know. Always look on the bright side of life, even when under the threat of military intelligence. Did I do the tail on those? Yes, I did. Oh, was that the last one? Marvellous, because I was getting pissed off for doing that. I'm super intrigued as to what you do there, Tiddlywitch. Or maybe it's not what you do, but maybe it's where you work. You two don't live out in Nevada by any chance, do you? Near Sandy Air Base. What now? Probably some greens. The yellowy greens. British sisters, border bread. British sisters, border bread, girl. Then you've got like a little tractor logo on your bum. Put it under the table because it's a really annoying noise. We've all got it. That would be quite funny, actually, to get that tattooed on your bum next to like an expiry date. And you could be really, really bold and make that expiry date roughly when you think you'll die. Is that too dark? That's pretty dark, isn't it? What happens in Magaluf stays in Magaluf. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be very disappointed if 00 agents are holidaying in Magaluf. That's not going right at all. Not at all right. A little bit laborious, but hopefully worth it in the end. There's going to be too many instances like that. It's a code name. Have you guys caught much of did you catch much of Dog Bomb's stream during last week? You know, it's like daily streams. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with what he did. Shows his commitment to his cause. As much as it's odd to watch a man live stream running, I find that oddly entertaining. But Dog Bomb is one of those people who is just naturally entertaining, and he's everything you see of Dog Bomb. What were the work commitments, Teddy Witch? Just out of curiosity. Everything you see of Dog Bomb online, he's, you know, in the flesh, he's very much like that. You know, obviously, I can't imagine he can't keep it up all the bloody time, but that is very much him. He's a good egg, is that Dog Bomb? Good egg. When you followed Did the thing come up? No, it didn't, because it... Oh, you didn't see the Tom Hanks thing when you followed. That's bloody annoying. Have to pop to Russia for the week. Did you have an election to rig? I mean, not making any accusations. What sort of mileage do you get in an Aston Martin? Or do you not know because you've got a company credit card? A government credit card? What's Judi Dench like in real life? Nice, actually. There are a lot of people I watch when Dog Bomb normally comes on. Yeah, he's a good guy. I think he's a great streamer. It's a shame he's not bigger or more popular, to be honest. He's so good at, that whole... He's just so good at that whole Twitch thing, It's all still a bit weird to me, but he just gets it. I think I know how you take that martini. I do quite like a martini myself. So, have you tried to paint any of your have you tried to paint any of your Mansions of Madness minis, or is it just something you like to do? Something I'd like to do at some point. Have you ever done anything like it before? Have you ever painted like any minis, or like even maybe model stuff, like Airfix stuff or anything like that? Nowadays, I mean, YouTube is just friggin' awesome. There's a wealth of tutorials and people who can show you this and show you that, and now also there's the GW the Games Workshop. So Games Workshop contrast paints, which can, for somebody in your position who's a complete beginner, can make your life so much easier and give you such good effect for without having to learn really hardly any skills. you know. That's cool. It's always nice to hear people getting into it. Oh, JJ and Dogbob are playing Raft. I thought they'd finished Raft. I really like Zombate's streams. I think he does a really, really good stream. When he does the VR streams, that he does the text to speech, so he can hear what you're saying without having to look at it. It's just fun. He's really good. I don't know how big a streamer he's trying to become or wants to become, or he's just doing it for shits and giggles or what. I'm not sure, but I like what he does. Interesting guy as well. He's into some cool stuff. He showed me, like, he's got loads of like he's got lots of has he shown you any of his vinyl stuff? He's got some really cool, you know, these sort of limited edition first print stuff, and a lot of them were soundtracks, which I really like, because when I was a kid, although I liked music, I've always been more of a movie person. That's where I get my sort of emotional escape in that sort of way. And one of the things I loved was soundtracks, and that was really cool to see it. And he showed me there was one of them was a Sonic. It was actually the Sonic Mania game. Yeah, doing this for money. Like at the moment, I'm obviously streaming to Twitch and to YouTube. You know, I've now got with your 2 followers, I think I've got 54 follows. Whether I know I stream often enough at the moment to get affiliate. Whether I have enough people often enough in the chat, I can't remember. I can't remember what it is, but even when and if I ever do get offered affiliate, I won't take it, because I started doing this on YouTube, and there's often people who liked my live streams doing this on YouTube, and Twitch just isn't their thing. You know, it's still quite new to people. It's certainly new to this hobby as well. It's not a big thing yet, which seems odd, because I think it should be. So yeah, they didn't migrate over from Twitch, and I was like, well, you know, I thought that's not fair, because they really supported me at the beginning of doing this, and turned up for my streams and stuff like that. So I really wanted to make a point. I was like, you know, I knew I was never going to make any. I'm never going to be some bloody money-making Twitch streamer. You know, I don't want to be that. You know, let alone think I ever even would be. So then when I found out I could do restream and stream to both, which I wouldn't be able to do if I was an affiliate, because you can't stream to both platforms as an affiliate against the terms of service. They're good old Twitch terms of service. So I'm really kind of looking forward to the day I get an email from Twitch saying, congratulations, become an affiliate, blah 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 blah, and I can go, nah, you're right. I don't want your money, Bezos. Yeah, I think if you don't do this stuff just because you fancy doing it and you want to just do what you do and enjoy it, you're on a road to ruin. You're trying to do this to make money and something like that. Have I ever watched a guy called something Feet? I'm being stupid there. What? 1337, so it'd be... Is that feet? Feet? Left? No. Anyway, no, I don't think so. Let me look him up. Is it? No way. Is he on Twitch? Fuck me. You got to take your hat off to someone like that who overcomes. How is somebody who's doing what you've just described only got 956 followers? Oh my god. You can hear it now. That is amazing. So I'm just looking at one of his he's gluing models together with his feet. Struggling, admittedly. Oh no, maybe is he taking it apart? What is he doing? Is he trying to glue it together or is he trying to take it apart? I can't tell. Stop making noise. Stop making noise. Go away. Clips. I always say clips. I don't think he's streaming much anymore. Or maybe he is. Yeah. Yeah, he probably does stuff better than I do with my hands, but with his feet. It's hard to see because I can only ever see his upper. Has he not got any arms? Or he just can't use his arms? Oh no, it does look like he streamed some stuff in the last 2 months, but it's all really weird short little videos. It doesn't seem to be... Oh, it's because they're all clips and stuff because he hasn't streamed lately. That's friggin' nuts. He does, but he can't use them. Oh, I see. Is it just his hands he can't use? Like, can he move his arm, but can't move his hands? That's amazing. Power of human will and spirit. Bloody hell. I mean, even you know, being born with it isn't even a thing. You know, it's not like the you know, somebody who you know, tragic accident, lost the use of their hands and learnt to use their feet. You know, it's still doing things that with your feet that they're just not designed to do. Your feet aren't designed for precision grip and for manipulating anything, really. They are designed for keeping you upright and pushing you forward, you know. That's friggin' nuts. Thank you for letting me know about this. I might have to see if he's got YouTube as well. Let's see if I can find a bit more longer videos. The fact that he was obviously using a controller. 6 in the head. Hello, buddy. How are we doing? So the people I was just talking to on Twitch, Fatty and stuff, 6 in the head is one of the lovely people who is the reason I stream to both platforms. You know, would often come along on my streams, and I assume is not a Twitch person. So I want to make sure I just want to chat with people. Like I say, I'm not in this for money. I respect people who are, though. Yeah, I fully respect people who are in this or trying to make it as a thing. It's the fact that it even is a thing now. Can you imagine when we were kids, you know, And you went. Do you remember when you took? All good, thanks. Just cooked a batch of chicken soup. About to batch up for the freezer. Marvellous. You'll gladly take Jeff's money. Good for you, my man. Good for you. Absolutely. God knows he's got enough of it. He can share it around a bit. Yeah, but can you imagine when you were a kid, when you went for the career meeting? I mean, it was such bullshit when I was a kid. I can't even remember what they said I should be. It was something absolutely crap, though, whatever it was. What was it? Either way, I didn't do it, I'm pretty sure. And can you imagine now you go to a careers meeting like that, and they say, well, what do you want to be? What do you want to do for life? I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a streamer. I want to be the next David Dobrik or PewDiePie, or although from my understanding of the social medias, nobody wants to be David Dobrik at the moment. I'm a single guy. I have to be economical. Damn right, my man. Damn right. God, I used to hate cooking for one when I was single. Even as an ex-chef, cooking for one sucks. It's a pain in the arse, and the only way to do it is exactly what you're doing, Six and Ed. You want to be famous on TikTok? Yeah. You know, that's a thing you can say now. I want to be famous on TikTok. Are people making money out of TikTok? I think it's a bit more. I think there's less. There's obviously a few that are probably absolutely killing it. You know, is it Charlie D'Amelio? You know, the first one who hit 50 million or whatever it was, and then she hit 100 million. I do find TikTok fascinating. TikTok, though, is TikTok's toilet social media. Buzzing through a load of TikToks while you're sitting on the can. Why did I just buzz? What did I buzz for? Who is messaging me at this late hour? If I grow up, you tool, you're nearly 33. Work. That is the trouble with being an international account manager. I get messages and emails at all hours of the day and night. I don't have to necessarily reply to them, but I like to think I'm quite professional, and I will if I think it warrants it, you know, and I've got the time to do it. Well, the life of a 00. I mean, sorry, maybe not. Yeah, the life of a 00 agent, Tiddlywitch. The life of a 00 agent. You can't moan about it. You get to drive an Aston Martin all the time, and you get martinis poured for you like they're going out of fashion. Different Gear TV. Different Gear TV. Sorry, Six and Ed. I was impressed with Andy last night doing his stream. For those watching on Twitch, there's a guy who most of my YouTube people will also be followers of, called Blackjack Legacy, and he does streams for miniatures gaming and stuff like that. And he does a usual Monday night stream usually about a topic, about a game that's coming out or something like that. And last night he did it, and he sounded like absolute death, and that's because he and his wife had just had positive COVID tests. You know, that was commitment coming on last night, because he did not sound like he wanted to be streaming. I was suitably impressed with that dedication. Never heard of him. You lie, Six and Head. You lie. What are you working on at the moment, Six and Head? What you got on the painting table? Anything? Do you do 3D printing, Six and Head? Am I remembering that correctly? Are you one of the 3D printers in the Blackjack group? I forget. Love it, love it. So done. Now, bollocks! I know what I was going to do. Clock in, rip people off, clock out. I take it you're not a fan of your product you sell, then, Fatid. It 10 o'clock. It is different gear that does 3D printing yet. Like Kings of War, Kill Team Terrain, Pirates. 6 projects on the go. I only just got my mojo back. Yeah, I'm only just getting my mojo back on painting as well. My birthday, at the beginning of March, kind of did it. My wife got me some lovely some terrain, some of the TT Combat terrain, and although I haven't even started painting that yet, I'm still putting it together. Putting that together kind of made me G'd me up to get back into it, and yeah, I've been enjoying it again a lot. The Andy's Dreadball thing as well, and then also my mate Steve, who's on the Valheim streams, when he said about, he was like, "Oh, I've just found Frostgrave. I think I'm going to get into that," and would start showing me some minis he'd made for it and kit bash for it, and I was like, I've been wanting to get, somebody in the group to get into this for ages. I'm so happy, and that made me start doing some bits. I did this Minotaur to replace as a bear. He's lovely. He seems a really, really nice chap. Yeah. doesn't play well with others. Yeah, sales sucks. Sales is pressure, and just you just treated like such a number. Yeah, I was pleased with it. Thank you, Six in the Head. Presuming you're talking about the Minotaur, I was pleased with it. Yeah, came out well. Do I want to put? Yeah, I will. I'll just put some. I'm just gonna do some of the dots and stuff in green, just to tie in aspects of it. Have you done a team Six in the Head for the Dreadball thing? To do it, yes, but you won't tell me which number comes after your 00. I need to know. Did you ever have a popular N64 game made after you? Different Gear TV. See, speak of angels, and they flap their wings. I just said to Six in the Head. I said, "Is it you that does some of the 3D printing?" And he was like, "No, it's Different Gear." And here he is. How you doing, mate? Sorry, I'm being crap at holding it in front of the camera because I was doing little bits. None of you actually want to see what I'm painting anyway, because it's distinctly average. Got the Dreadball Extreme start set for a tenner back in November and painted it then. What's the end of the month is the deadline. You got to send it to his email address, which I want to say is blackjacklegacy@gmail.com, but you'll have to double check. It's on the, if you go onto the Facebook group and click on announcements, everything is in there. But yeah, it's end of the month. I don't think there's a prize for it or anything this time, is there? It's just it's just us as a community just having a bit of fun, isn't it? To my knowledge, which is often the best way. Do you fathead take redacted to be your wife? Just lurking about, Mr. Different Gear. No problem, buddy, no problem. It's a pleasure to have you, mate. Sorry it's been so long since I've done some painting streams. As I was just saying to Six in the Head, I just didn't have my mojo for painting. I just, so easy to lose that little bit of will sometimes. Also, I'm so bloody fickle. I need new things all the time, so I've got like the Frostgrave stuff I'm working on, the Dreadball stuff I'm working on, my TT Combat Terrain stuff that I'm working on, on? What else am I working on? Oh, my black sails, then my Armada as well. Oh, and I'm still painting my mate's Spectre Ops, but I've nearly finished them. I'm looking forward to sending them off because hopefully he's going to really like them. So I just said I'd paint them for him just because I could, and I was really in the painting at the minute. And luckily, he said, "No rush," you know. Yeah, lucky he did say no rush because I have not rushed. I've taken far longer than I probably should. I'm not going to bother doing these nuts on the top. They don't look good anyway. Blackjack's top bloke. I missed his stream last night because I felt ill but I will DM him tomorrow. Hope he's alright. Yeah, he was a bit of a trooper last night, that's for sure. You could tell how terrible he felt. I don't know if it was a bit of, you know, him trying to do the right thing for the community. Obviously, and, you know, obviously it is his job, it is his living, you know, and making sure he was, you know, sticking to his obligations, as it were. But yeah, he wasn't in a good place, bless him. And today, I think by the sounds of it, it's hit him even harder. I think yesterday he just felt pretty shit, but by the sounds of it today, from what he said on Facebook, he really feels like shit today, you know, which sucks. I don't know too many people who've been hit by the dreaded corona, but the ones I do know said it is pretty feckin' awful. He's a machine. What, Different Gear TV, or for the amount of stuff he pumps out? Or Andy for live streaming with corona? Because both, I would say, are perfectly justifiable descriptors, or to have that as a descriptor. Need to stop because I've nearly done a second bottle of resin and only painted one mini. I love it. I bet it can get addicting though, just finding cool STL files and just going, "Ooh, look at that print. Ooh, look at that print." Yeah, I know I'd be exactly like that. I would that printer would just never be off. It would just be running all the live long day. I am now saving up for one, just putting a little bit of money aside each month. I'm going to go with pretty much the exact setup Andy had, which is why I thought I was going to go with that setup. Yeah, I knew it was only a matter of time for a while now. I just think Blackjack should ease back when he needs to. We all have, yeah, exactly. But you know, bless him. I don't know. Obviously, if it's after a year, that's the trouble. He sat in an impossible position because he took a punt on a massive career choice in a year that is essentially the weirdest year any of us have ever experienced. So, you know, if it hasn't grown as much as he wanted, is it because of the year we've had? Is it because, you know, Is it because he's not selling a product people are buying? You know, which I don't think it would be the case. Because I think he's a fabulous streamer and YouTuber or whatever, however you want, a content creator. You know, it's like he said in the earlier stages, you know, it's harder to talk to, you know, all these companies and say, you know, it's harder to get that relationship going because, you know, you can't go and see them or go to visit them at conventions and stuff like that, you know. So that's the thing. I mean, after a year like he's had, in the weirdest year ever, can you actually take anything away from a year like this? Because if say roughly the next year is going to be far more normal, and if it's better or worse, can you ever compare it? I don't know if he'll ever be able to take any real proper takeaway stats or anything from the year we've just had, because it's just too weird. I think he does a great job. Absolutely love him. And I'll always try and shout him out and champion him as best I can, you know, for what little voice I have, I mean, going into the wind. Yeah, and he, you know, when you've got Corona, of all the, you know, he has obviously cancelled streams before when he wasn't feeling well. And those, we would assume, is not when he had coronavirus. So maybe that was one he should have fucking said, yeah, I'm going to call it for tonight. As he didn't even have a subject anyway, you know. Yeah, I was a little bit shocked he got it because, yeah, but then that's the thing. I said to my wife the other day, you know, it's too easy to get because, you know, people are probably getting way more lax with, you know, sanitising their hands and stuff like that. And then obviously the Kent virus came in, the variant came in, and, you know, you could just get it off a piece of post. You know, you could not leave your house, stay exactly where you are the whole bloody time, and then a package comes in from an Amazon delivery driver. He's got it from the package, you've got it from the package, a bunch of people in the warehouse got it from the package. You know, it's just, it does what it does so efficiently that even if you stay in your home, you know, obviously his son is back at school as well. His little boy, I think he's back at preschool or whatever bit he's at. And literally my son went back, and within 2 days my entire family, luckily not including me, it did get me a bit in the end, but only a little bit, were all full of stinking horrible colds and flu. You know, these kids, they are, the fact that the science says, you know, they don't transmit blah blah blah, it's utter bullshit. Kids carry that shit around like bloody plague rats. Time in the toilet. Yeah, he's doing different things in his toilet. It's such an odd setup, isn't it? It's fabulous. I love the fact that he's shelving above the toilet, you know. Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think he wants to get rich. I just think he wants to be able to pay the bills, keep the wolf from the door. You know, I don't think Andy's under any illusions that he's going to get rich. I don't think any content creators in the hobby have ever got rich. I don't think they exist. There's some that do far better than others, but there's none that are rich. He absolutely should be massively proud of what he's achieved. I think anybody who creates really engaged communities should be super proud. You know, Andy is one of them. Sporadically bored that I'm sort of, you know, I consider myself a part of that community. He's an amazing Facebook community, I would say. The people who are in Twitch, I would imagine most of them come from a community that I consider myself part of, which is Dog Bomb's Twitch channel. He is fabulous at keeping that community together. He does an awesome job. But yeah, Andy's done a stellar job. You know, I certainly do wish him all the best with everything he's trying to do. You know, I don't envy him in many ways, really, trying to do it. Where is there it is. Yeah, I'd say he's doing well. I think he should be bloody proud of himself. I hope he is. I hope he actually is proud of himself. You know. I tell you what, this Vallejo Air Chrome, God, it's such a banging paint. I don't know if can you see how reflective his cod piece is there? Just the coverage of it is absolutely beautiful. I've fallen in love with it, and I don't usually like metallics, but I do find I've found a bit of a place for them lately. But yeah, absolutely, I love this one. Sorry, I'm concentrating. I don't mean to be silent. I'm trying edge highlighting with this really vivid chrome. Oh, bollocks. That's not edge highlighting, that's being a sloppy bastard and twatting your paintbrush into his kneecap. I'm going to try and make it give it the idea that it's like really, really shiny black sort of thing. I don't know if it's necessarily going to work, but I don't think it will do it any harm. You're a MySpace fan. Yeah, I've got two golds. I've got like an old gold and a brass, which is obviously very goldish. I want to get quite a bright gold. What did I get a bright gold? I can't remember. But they're all in the air. Yeah, and I'm super impressed with them. I love them. Love they give a really, really nice effect. don't know if this is working, but we're doing it. That was too clumsy. No. No, I think that actually looks probably a bit shit. If you can see it there. I might get rid of this camera. I think it's probably useless. I don't know how well. Does it remotely give the idea of. Or does it just look like really vivid blobs of silver? Hum. I don't have the brush control, I don't think, anymore for what I'm trying to achieve. When I were a lad, I probably could have done it, but I've seen too many winters now. This probably would work better if I was putting the lines like where they're really supposed to be. If I was being more technically correct with reflective points, that's probably half of the problem. But I don't think I'm being fine enough with the lines anyway. Yeah, I mean, I try and make it somewhat professional, you know. Try and at least be reasonable. You know. I know I'm not winning any awards. I just try to make it so it's at least reasonable to look at, and you know. I like the idea of having more than one camera angle than just me, what I'm painting. You know, me and what I'm painting. I like the idea of this camera, but I know. I think it doesn't help that I've probably got it in completely the wrong. So even when see that this is the problem. It's because I moved this camera. So can you still hear me all right? Does that still come through all right? So you can't see the microphone in that camera. So yeah, that's a bit better. Maybe. Lighting is definitely one of the most important things, and I've got. I think I need one more. I need one more fill light, so I can do there, and there. So sort of more like an arch. Stream for a little bit longer. Well, I think I'll quite get all these finished. Different Gear TV. Did you are you putting anything in for the Dreadball thing? I don't think there's as many people doing it as we often get with some of Andy's, little slow grows or whatever you want to call them. I think it's been, somewhat popular. Bloody itchy nose. I'm streaming some Valheim tomorrow night with my mate Stephen Ian. Talked as to what days worked for everybody, and they were the days. Have a little cheeky puff. I think Dreadball doesn't seem all that popular, unfortunately. I think it is popular, but I mean, it's no Blood Bowl or anything in a popularity sense. I think it's a considerably better thing than Blood Bowl, game wise. I think it must be popular to at least a reasonable level, based on the amount of teams they've got, based on the fact they've got to a second season, based on the fact they've had a supplement for this second season. In the first edition, they had 5, maybe 6 seasons, like updated, not like new as all the new teams came in, the books and stuff. And there's like I think getting close to like 30 bloody teams now. So it's obviously got some legs. Yeah, I think they just half pushing it is probably a good way of describing it. They never stop pushing it, but they don't push it very hard. I think they gave it a fairly solid push at the beginning, right back in the day. It appeared on tabletop and stuff like that. Like when James Hewitt was with Mantic, he really pushed it and got it out there. But I think they're doing all right with it. I think it's probably done well to be where it is at this point. If any game is even remotely perceived to be not pushed, but to be in a second season with 30 odd teams available to you, and had been around as long as it has, because it's been around a bloody long time now, that's got to be pretty impressive. That's there's a lot of games that don't manage that sort of length of any sort of engagement, So, yeah. The Armada's a bit of a funny one. The way they're... God, that was the clumsiest painting ever then. So, obviously I'll be pre-ordering the Empire of Dust fleet. What I don't understand with Armada is... So the Orcs and Humans Basilians came out initially. Starter fleet, booster fleet, starter set, booster set, and like a flagship kind of thing for both of them, and obviously included stuff in the 2-player star set. So then they do the Dwarves, starter fleet, booster fleet, no flagship. So I was like, oh, okay. Then the Empire of Dust come out. I was thinking, okay, the dwarf one will be in there somewhere. Empire of Dust, starter fleet, booster fleet, no flagship. I'm like, so now there's... I don't understand why they're not doing the flagships for the for the other two. I'm sure they are going to do them, and I know they've obviously had more demand than they expected. It just seems a bit odd, you know. Just a little frustrating that you can't kind of at least just mirror, you know, each force and have, you know, roughly the same sort of size fleets for each one. I do like the fact they've done a card set, which I'm going to order. I think it's called Empire of Man card set, and that's so you can use your my stuff, Black Seas fleet in Armada, which is great. So I'll be getting that as well. So because I've got enough for probably 2 decent size fleets for Empire of Man, just from my one French fleet. The people who are into it seem to really love it. Are we talking about Dreadball there? Because I'm presuming we're talking about Dreadball there. Yes, definitely. I'd say it's saying it had a cult following would probably be a little disingenuous to how popular it actually is. But it probably is in the realm of cult following, in that it's not a big seller, but it has a devoted fan base. I think it's a slightly bigger seller than cult following sort of status would insinuate, but it's probably in that realm. My pile of shame multiplied by corona effects means that I'm not really that interested in buying new games right now. There's quite a bit of stuff I want though. I was really pleased. Oh yeah, the other thing that got my mojo back was the Alien stuff arriving. Another Glorious Day in the Core, and I've literally painted in like a week and a half. I painted the entire lot, everything for it. You know, at a very, very basic tabletop standard level. Andy, it is a phrase. It does exist. It's not a derogatory term. Yeah, all painted up to a perfectly acceptable tabletop standard level. And I just haven't got around to playing it. I want to play it with my son, because obviously it being co-op, I can quarterback it with him and just, you know, I think he's just at that point now where he will try and make proper decisions. Tabletop standard indeed, 6 in the head. I'm glad to hear you are willing to accept that phrase, because it is a phrase. It's not a derogatory term. I'd never really quite understood Andy's stance on tabletop standard, because it's because it's the difference in the way he interprets it, the way I interpret it. I interpret the phrase tabletop standard as like base coats, basic highlight. That's, you know, or a wash, base coats and a wash. You know, just, you know, I don't look at it as a, you know, I look at things. So you've got stages. So it's primed, base coats, washes, stuff like that. So then that's when you're getting to the tabletop standard look, you know. As to what the quality of your effort getting to what you consider to be that's not got anything to do with it in my mind. I just look at it as it's one of the stages in painting. Then when you go to, like, if somebody says, oh yeah, I've done this many, and I did, you know, 6 glazes on it, and I've got it to a tabletop standard. If you've done glazes on something, you've not done it to a tabletop standard. You've done it to a probably considerably better standard than, you know, a higher standard than that. Yeah, I definitely consider it a phrase. I differ with Andy on that one. But I know what he's trying to. He's the point he's trying to get across. You know, don't. If you're happy with it, then it's done. Which absolutely I agree with. You know, don't let somebody else's idea of something affect what you consider to be, you know, all good. That stance of it, I agree with him. Yeah, there was the Air Force, the Gale Force 9, the Another Glorious Day in the Corps. Yeah, I was very, very close to spending a bit of money at Mantic today, because they did this warehouse clearance email came out, and Star Saga was in there for 25 quid. And I looked at it, and I've kept looking at that game, and nearly pulled the trigger on it a few times. Not necessarily because I think the game's actually any good. I think Star Saga and Dungeon Saga are okay. I think that from my, when I've asked people who've played Dungeon Saga, and these are people whose opinion I value, it sounds like it's a little bit basic. You know, it's nothing particularly special. So, assuming Star Saga is somewhere in the realms of essentially a sci-fi version of Dungeon Saga, then I think I don't actually care all that much about the game. But it comes with a load of nice minis, which I think would be very good for Stargrave, and a load of cool like indoor terrainy stuff, which I like the look of. And then they had loads of their terrain crate stuff. Yeah, it really is. So yeah, I nearly bought. I think I might still the Star Saga, and then there was the Gloomy Wood terrain crate, which was basically a load of these, you know, foliageless trees, which I thought just looked quite nice, and I thought they'd be quite handy for Frostgrave and general stuff. I think I quite like the terrain crate stuff. I haven't seen enough of it close up to know what I think about the quality. I'd be interested to know actually if either of you two have had much experience with it. But then I sort of went, right, okay, I could get that stuff, and I would like it all, and it's all lovely. Or it's 75 quid I could put in my, you know, 3D printer pot, you know. So it's like, So trying to be maybe a bit more sensible. So I don't think I will. Because my logic actually was, when I looked at it, I went, almost everything there that you like, you'd be able to 3D print in somewhere for. so okay. I think I'm like Andy though. I think I need that thing where Christian sent him the Deadpool thing, and that was when he was like, "Oh wow, okay, right, I get it now." I need to see some resin 3D prints up close and get that real idea as to how good they are. I did ask Andy if he'd print me off one of those 3D, one of those Judge Dredd busts, because Jesus Christ, that's awesome, and I love Judge Dredd. My daughter coughing. But yeah. Also, I need to get a bit more space set up in the garage for it. Right, so that's those bits done. This is what I'm saying regarding Corona Armada. It was £100. You can't play it with anyone right now, but if someone is selling a starter box for £25, I'm all in. There is solo rules for it, but yeah, I mean, I looked at the Armada stuff as one of the reasons, I actually didn't pre-order Armada in the end, despite how ridiculously excited I was for it, because I love naval combat games. I actually ended up pulling my pre-order for it and putting it into Gale Force 9, another glorious Alien, another glorious day in the core, because I thought, well, that's solo. I actually can play that, or it's co-op, so it's easily solo, so I can play that. And of course, I haven't played it because I'm not really a solo gamer. Don't mind it, but it's the whole thing of get everything set up and blah blah blah. Whereas, I could play a video game without having to set anything up. So it's that old chestnut. Right, I think I'm going to call it done for now. I need to look into those rules, because I mean, yeah, those solo rules are there. They might be utter pish. Just because something has solo rules doesn't mean it's a solo game. But yeah, I think they're coming along all right. Just a nice, quite like the green shells and little green dabs with the black armor, and the silver bits they works when I look at them in the flesh here. They look all right. I'm gonna do some lighter highlights on their skin tones just to bring that out a little bit more, just to give them a little edge. Yes, I think we'll call that for the evening. That's how long have I streamed? 2 hours and 21 minutes. That's all right. It's not bad. Thank you, Fatid and Tiddlywitch, who were in stream chat a lot. Thank you very much for coming in, and thank you for the follows. That's really appreciated. 6 Ahead and Different Gear TV. Look at that smooth action. Look, I'm even going to put it right next to the microphone. You can't even hear it. It's perfect, smooth action. Silent. Sorry, a little bit of red grass ASMR there. Yeah, if you haven't got one of these, get them. If you like painting handles, which I was not a painting handles person until I saw Andy with these, and I thought, I think that might be the one I like. It's weird, when they first came out with painting handles, when they just weren't a thing, when everybody just stuck them on corks and shit, they were all like this, and they had a bit that came up, so you could hold it like that and have rest your finger on something here. That seems to have completely gone away. That's not a thing. And now that I try and hold it like that, that is extremely painful all the way across and up here. So I can see why they went away. But yeah, they're great. I actually could do with getting a few more of these, because I have 7, which is why I haven't. And I actually thought 7 would be more than enough, but almost every time I've used it when I'm doing some batch painting, I'm 1 or 2 short. So I think I need to get Need to pick up one set more at least, because then that would put me at 10, which seems a lot rounder number than a stupid 7. But yeah, the stabilizer, yeah. But yeah, 6 in Head and Difficult TV, thank you ever so much for being here, mate. It's really appreciated, guys. Love it. Thank you very much. And I will be streaming Valheim tomorrow night, probably somewhere just after 8. And although you'll probably be, if you guys in YouTube, you'll probably be in Andy's stream if he does one. I kind of hope he doesn't for his own health, as it's just one of the painting ones. But everybody have a good one. All the best. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. Bye bye.